Hi.
Hi, Violet. Hello, guys. Welcome to our next episode of Talk Table with Tequma. It's eighth episode in a row, which is amazing. We are still here, and we are every week for you as the Tequma H team. So today we are for another time covering NPSP and showing you guys what amazing capabilities it has and what can you do with the features that NPSP offers to all nonprofit organizations that's for free, up to 10 licenses. That's a small reminder. So, before we jump to the main content of our session, and we will once again cover point after point of our agenda, as always, we would like to ask you where you are watching us. This is, I think, a great icebreaker, and it's nice to know how far we are being broadcasted. So please type in the comment in the chat or in the comment depending on where you are watching us. Type in where you are from. And we have today with us Violet. Violet is almost certified NPSP consultant. She's preparing, so please keep your fingers for her. But she is a very experienced consultant. She ran several projects on the NPSP cloud. And today she will introduce us to the topic of NPSP for fundraising campaigns. So, quick applause for Violet. Hello, it's great to have you again with us. So, Violet,
I feel
if you
like
could tell us, yeah,
I feel like I should clap too. Since you're
oh yeah,
clapping for me.
definitely, definitely. So, if you could tell us or make a short introduction to NPSP as just a recap from our previous sessions, that would be great.
Okay, so firstly, I would like to say that we had a seminar on MPSP, I think 3 to 4 months ago. So that has like all the details in very tiny bits. It was covered by myself and Yasek, which is Yasek is a brain box, I would say. So if you want to watch that, please. I feel like I always do this every time. Please subscribe. I don't know. I like on this part of my screen. So you can subscribe and watch for that. Okay, so I don't think I need to introduce myself anymore, but my name is Violet, and as Mikoai said, I am almost certified. So fingers crossed for me. And then after doing a lot of projects with the MPSP, I would like to say that it's been a journey. So as we know, or as we all know, Tequma offers the MPSP package. So yes, I've been working on that. I've been busy, I would say. So I'm sure Mikoy would educate you guys on that later. So let me just do what I'm here for. So personally, for me, I think the MPSP is a tool that was designed or basically designed for nonprofits to help them achieve their goals. Even if nonprofits are not business oriented, they also have goals because what's a company without goals, basically? So the MPSP is built to help you to manage your fundraisings, your volunteers, your investors, I would say. If I don't call them investors, what can I call them? But yeah, investors, I would say. So it helps.
Supporters, right?
Yeah, yeah, that works. That works. That works. Yeah, and yeah, and it basically helps you to put your project management or your program management in a cohesive system, so you're not all over the place. I would say. So what I would like to focus on mainly today is just campaigns, fundraising campaigns. As a non-profit, yeah, you run different campaigns for different reasons. You run campaigns to get volunteers, you run campaigns to get funds, you run campaigns to meet your target goals. So today I will just be talking briefly on fundraising campaigns. So I worked with a project recently where we had to do a fundraising campaign, and I would say that speaking from experience, we actually did the campaign before I actually thought about the long term. Okay.
Violet. I need to stop you. First thing first, before we jump to all the conclusions about the campaigns and before you tell us more about it, let's start what actually campaigns are and how we can understand them. Because, it's obvious to you. You run several projects with campaigns. But still, maybe for some of our viewers, it's not that obvious.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of an easy word or an easy phrase to put campaigns on there, but I would say I always think of campaigns as bunch of emails or bunch of any networking material that has to go out in bulk. I just say networking materials, whatever has emails, it can be calls that has to go out in bulk is a campaign. So once you have something to do and you need to meet a specific group of people or you need to talk to a group of people, we call it a campaign. But for MPSP or for Salesforce, a campaign, you can find a campaign object. So for people that are not familiar with the Salesforce system, there's a campaign object on Salesforce, and you can use that to run your campaigns very easily. So this campaign object can be configured depending on your needs or depending on what you want to do or what campaign you want to run. I hope that was very easy. I hope I
Yeah,
broke it
yeah,
down.
definitely. So in NPSP, we can run email campaigns mostly, and it's available by default, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so how can we use them? What is maybe predefined in there already for Salesforce users, and how it may actually add additional value to our operations? So
So
three questions. Sorry, but
now
it was a
that
row.
I think about it, so the campaign object, like you said, is an out of the box functionality, so it's already available. But for most organizations, for you to actually add value with that campaign, I think that you actually have to at least customize the status of your email send or something. Because for Salesforce, I think they have just responded and sent. And if we think about it in the long run, it is not useful at all. So most campaigns have to be configured for whatever you want to do. This is why you need a Salesforce professional to guide you through your campaign journey. Did I get that right?
Yeah,
Or did I answer your
definitely.
question basically?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had to think about it. So when you asked, my brain, the first thing my brain went to was trying to think about how the campaign page how the campaign page layout is by default. That was what was in my head. So I was basically going through the fields in my head. I was like, okay, so this is default and I have to configure that. But yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. So going maybe to the meritum of our session, how actually NPSP users can use campaigns for the fundraising processes, and what are considerations while creating campaigns?
Okay, so firstly, when you want to create a campaign, I think that what you should think of is how to monitor or evaluate their campaign, which takes us back to what we said that you must have every non-profit or non-government organizations have a goal. So you need to have a goal for what that campaign would bring. So let's say you're doing for fundraising, you need to know that okay, so at the end of this, I want to be able to raise $1 million for this project. I want to be able to raise 1,000 euros for this. So it is very important for you to monitor and evaluate your campaign and to determine that that campaign was effective. So this is where configuration comes into place. So you set statuses for that campaign. So if I have sent, so from the first step, you say, okay, I need to find who I am sending this campaign to. So this is where you either create a contacts or you import contacts, like we said. You can call it Salesforce professional for that if you're not versed in it. But yeah, so you have to think of how to get your contact, how to import your contacts into the system, what kind of mails to send to those contacts, how to keep those volunteers or how to keep the investors engaged throughout the campaign. And they need to identify areas where your campaign is succeeding. So this is I was working on a report sometime last week where we had to check who was responding to that campaign. So yes, you have to that. You have to make sure that okay, so is my campaign working? Do I have to try another campaign? So you need to do that. So monitoring and evaluation is key. You have to configure that campaign to be able to monitor and evaluate that campaign at every point. And then moving to let's say my favorite point. You have to make sure that you use every tool available to you, every marketing tool. I am always biased with marketing every single time. So yes, so marketing tool is very important. So you can also um combine, or would I say sync or sync? I need to check that word in the dictionary. I'm not sure if it's sync or sync. I should check it before the next time. But you need to sync your or you can sync your MPSP to your marketing cloud or to any other email marketing software to make sure that, or to your social media platforms to make sure that your campaigns are reaching the right channels. So yeah, I think that would be short for me. Um, Off the bat, it is very important for your campaigns to be direct, to be straightforward, and to the point. I would say that I learned that from the best. I learned it from Pioch. So I don't know if you're watching me, but
But also maybe looking at the campaigns from the other perspective, it's also a great way of automating your work, right? Because instead of sending 100 emails manually one by one, you can send all of them at once with the same template and customization inside. So I think, or personalization rather. So this is great, definitely. So thank you for introducing us to the campaigns. And I think, Violet, this is the part when I need to make a connection to your words that you may need someone professional in campaigns or in the NPSP, because as you guys, I hope, already know. If not, that's the time. When you are finding out that Tequma is also running projects on the NPSP and we offer our services. Violet, I think you're the best one in promoting our services to me, but if you could say a few words how how those
okay.
projects can be purchased and what we offer, that would be great.
So at the moment, Tequma offers two packages, but for now we focus on MPSP and on commercial organizations. So we offer implementation and configuration for nonprofits at a reduced price. You can also check our website or connect with any of us on LinkedIn or book a time in our calendar for. We can give you I always say, we are always available to you. And then we also have the D10 offer where we configure your system in 10 days. So we have professionals at your beck and call for 10 days and you have your system up and running. And as you can see on my screen, please subscribe to our newsletters. We share valuable information every Friday. And yes, I think we always provide you the best, I think. I would say that.
Yeah. By the end of the day, there is many things that you can actually do on your own Salesforce as well. It's not like you always need a professional to configure something or use the Salesforce feature. So, but it's also nice to have some kind of manual or a description. So please scan the QR code that it was all a second ago here. Oh, it's again. So please scan the QR code, and we are providing the newsletters with updates about Salesforce article posts. So I think it's definitely worth taking a look at it and being familiar with all our with the content that we produce. So,
Yeah.
Violet, do you have any announcements before our next session?
My announcement is that we have two more sessions to the end of season one. So if you are not here already, you should catch up with us and watch every episode until this one. And let's end season one on a great note. So
Did you
yeah.
hear that, guys? We are like a great American show. We have seasons. So
And
the
don't forget
first season, definitely, because season two will be great as well. So you
exactly.
need to join us.
So
Okay,
please,
Violet.
all right,
Thank you
guys.
very much for
Thank
today.
you.
It was a pleasure, as always, to learn about something new. And see you next week.
See you next week, Mikoy.
Thank you.